Okay, in the last session, we talked about primarily on related with data, how exactly we process, what are the best practices we in general follow, pros and cons about data, correct? Now, in this session, I will deep dive about primarily further, we'll go into that particular topic further deep, and then we will see how exactly it can be adopted. So first thing first, what is required to be done? Let's get started, guys. So, yeah, let me create an outline. What are the things we will observe? So while doing a recap, I can observe what are the information we have consumed so far, and based on that only we will take this forward. So we know the data types that already we observe how exactly data types are, what are the various data types are, and post data types we can okay, now there is a very interesting topic which is we can also refer is rectangular data. Is rectangular data. Okay, so let me just a second maximize it, and I want to talk about rectangular data. Okay, so this is a very crucial point and very interesting as well. Okay, so I will say if I highlight. Okay, rectangular data, what it is, that is I will little bit explain. So rectangular data is nothing. It's like, what is rectangle? Okay, rectangular data is nothing. It's a data frame where the data is in like table form. But let us observe the official like description of this particular option or definition of this rectangular data. So it's nothing but, first of all, most of the data which we consume in data science environment is mostly in we receive in a tabular format like CSV and Excel or in database. So rectangular data is nothing where we have two dimension of it. That is corely which we highlight, which we refer, two dimension of it. So what is two dimension of it? That is also I wanted to refer you guys. So it's like a row and column information would be there, which I already draw and observe, highlighted it to you. And also it's called data frame also. And mostly it has certain like terminology associated to it. I will talk about that also. So first of all, this which you are seeing is nothing but a data frame itself. Okay, so this is where we have row. I will say this is row, this is column, this is nothing but a data frame. Okay, so this is number one point. So this is nothing but a data frame. So now in this data frame there is a terminology called feature. Okay, so feature means what? This value which you are seeing in a column, that we call as a feature. Remember this, guys. So there are multiple, name. That's why a lot of folks get confused that what is feature and what is then variable. So no need to worry and like get confused. First point is I hope this part is clear. C is this is feature. Okay, column. This is C means I am referring here column. R means row, and column also in the machine learning terms it called features. That is first point. And if you talk about definition itself, so definition goes like this: the column within a table which we are referring is actually features. It's also called attribute, input, predictor, and variable. Remember this point. So this is in there are multiple names like aliases. I will say one is attribute, another is it also called um, input. Okay, it's also called input because these are the input data in general. These are called predictor and variable also. So I'll say variable and predictor. So these are the nickname of features, and features nothing but a column. That's what the relationship here. Okay, so I hope this part is clear. Now, now when I'm going back here, so this is again a little bit we are driving deep into machine learning concept itself. So one of the concept is, see, when we have multiple column, one of the column we actually target in order to capture that information. Am I right? One of the column we target in order to capture that information. So what that column is all about, what that column is referring to, that is I wanted to highlight. That column is referring to nothing, guys, whatever. So okay, very very interesting point I wanted to highlight. So I have already a table, so okay, one of the concept is called one level data and multi-level data, or multi-level data. One level data, what happened, there are straightforward certain value, and based on that value, third value I need to predict. I need to find out the third value. Based on first, second value, I need to predict the third value. That's the objective. Similarly, these are rows and rows and rows, and then we have columns. So in one, there are two columns. Based on that two column, we will perform some operation in order to find out the third column value, what it would be. Now these two column which we have, this we can also call as an input. This also we can call as an input. There is no confusion. And the third value which I'm referring, or which I have to figure it out, that also we can call as a right away as output. Correct? Output. Fair enough. Which I need to extract, which we need to find out, that also I can call as an output. Now when I refer this as an output, it has also certain aliases or nickname. Okay, what are those? First is, we can also call this as a dependent variable, or response, or target, or output. So I'll say dependent variable, or also we can say target, and I can also say as a, yeah, dependent variable, target variable, response, output. I can also say is response, or I can say is output. So these are the other nicknames. So you understand, feature has these nickname, output has these nickname. Don't get confused, guys. These are steadily, slowly conceptual idea. It will clarify that how exactly it is all configured. Now this is done. I hope the output part is clear. Now coming back to the another point, which is, so we understand input, we understand output. Now there is also one terminology called record. Okay. So record, this is very interesting, and in various scenario we call it a different name. So you understand, column is nothing but feature are nothing but these are the name. So column, you are aware, so I will say, column you can call this as a feature, and feature you can also call as these are the name. Then whatever your output, you have output which you are trying to figure it out, this you can call as these names as well. Now what is we call the value of row? What we call the row? So this is row, correct? What we call the row? So row also has certain nickname. In various practices we use different names. So this clarity is very very important. What we call the row as, row also we call as case, example. So let's say first, what I frequently call as transaction, very important. Transaction. First point, this is I call most of the time. If you hear I am saying transaction, I'm referring actually row value. Okay, individual transaction, row value. You can call also as a, I will say example, observation. You can say also example, also observation. And also see, most of I'll tell you what most of the time we'll observe, or you can also call as a sample, or instance. You can call as a instance, sorry, instance, and also you can call as a sample. So these many names we have for rows. Most frequent you wanted to know what we call is either transaction, which I call, or else you can say observation, which is most frequent. You will observe in writing also, they are saying observation. So you will observation, nothing, they are referring to a row value. Keep that point in mind. I hope this part is also clear. Observation is nothing but a row pointer, row values. Fair enough. If you observe somewhere example, you refer the same. Instance, you refer the same. Sample, you refer the same. That's what the referable point here. I hope this part is clear. Okay. Now heading further. See, also most of, I think if I highlighted, also one of the other name also I missed, and that is also most frequent is record. Record. Very frequent name. These are very frequent name, guys. Record is also one of the frequent name. So these are the nickname or aliases of row. If you have a data in a row, this is how we call them off. I hope this is clear, guys. Okay, now fine. So far, very interesting. See the flow. Okay, see the flow. We understand a table very well now. Now we know what the table call. The table is nothing called a data frame. The row call, there are multiple name of that row. The column, it has also multiple names. Now the output which we wanted to predict or find out, that also had certain names. Remember this, no need to confuse, because certain places we call out this name, and then the confusion get built up, and you started getting confused about these terminologies. So no need to worry, just keep this clarity absolutely clear that what call what, because in various observation people refer different name. Okay, so this is one of the aspect I wanted to highlight. These are nothing but synonyms they use. Now progressing further, if I highlight, so we talked about data frame already. Now we can little bit understand. I hope you guys are aware what is index. What is index? In general, in data table, we have one or more column by default. Correct? We can have more than one column always. Okay. Now more than one column is designated as an index. Essentially, I will say a row number. Essentially, I can say that there is a row we can refer as a number, and column we can refer as an index. I will talk about that. Don't worry. Index, I will clarify what exactly index is. So what happened? This is very interesting. I have a tabular data, guys. Okay, so let me activate some feature here. I have never used them more frequently. Okay, but it's good if I can consume them. There is nothing wrong in it. Correct. If I am able to consume it, nothing wrong in it. So just a moment. Oh, am I able to do that? If I say, let's say, I can create. Correct. Awesome. So this is my table. This is, I have the table, which is fine. Now this is clear. Now within that I have multiple column, and then I have the rows. Fair enough. Now a little bit, let me go up. So you are already aware that this is nothing but the columns. Okay, and this is nothing but the row. Now the point I wanted to highlight, there is a concept or concept called or terminology called index. So when this is we refer as a data frame, I will say data frame. That data frame, these value we actually refer as an index. This value we refer this as an index. We need to keep this point in again mind. This value I am keeping this as a reference. These are nothing but a index. So these particular value we refer as a index. Now index, always see somewhere it will start. I can't. What will be the index of this value? Correct. So it is depend on the column, which column it is and which row it is. Always remember this is the address. So in Excel form terminology, if I say address of the cell, address of the cell. So that's why I always recommend that we need to understand the basic tools as well, similar like Excel. Okay, never underestimate Excel, the power of it, because the terminology you utilize there also we consume in a bigger picture also. So this is a cell address. I can also refer as an index value. How I reach to that cell address. Now this particular address which I am referring here, you will be able to see is like, let's say, uh, so it is column 2 and index 0. Always remember index start with 0, guys. This is a very good pointers you need to keep in mind. Most of the time, there are also exceptions are there. And while going further, I will highlight where exactly it will start with 1. But always remember, if it is a list, if it is a loop, always start with 0. Index starts with 0. So this first value would be 0, then 1, then 2, then 3. Then this is also 0. This is 1, this is 2, like this. So if I say column 1 and row 2 is the cell address. So column 1, I will say C1, and row 2 is the address of this particular area. It would not be wrong. Okay, I just need to check. So it is a column first, or I think it is row first, then column. Okay, so that is need to cross check. But remember, this is how it is sliced. So while slicing a list, we will be able to observe that. So fine. So or else I can also say vice versa. Row 2 and column 1, and then this is the address. Column 1, because 0 1 2, sorry, column 2, this is the address, because 0 is this, 1 2 is the address. So this particular concept which I explained, this is called indexing. Indexing is nothing but the address of it, address of that particular cell. Okay, now we know the rectangular data. So that is what I started with, that rectangular data. All the pointers I highlighted is nothing but I was referring the value which is referred as rectangular data primarily. So this is what we refer as rectangular data. I hope this part is also clear. You'll be able to relate this also. Now, if this is rectangular data, now the question is coming, or definitely should come, as what are the what do we have as non-rectangular data? Non-rectangular data. What we have as non-rectangular data? Okay. So, for example, what are non-rectangular data which we can't feed into table right away? So, couple of things I can highlight. Let's say I have a time related data. So I have certain places which I need to consume as time related data. Okay, time based data, that also comes as a rectangular data. Okay, and if I highlight whatever data which is coming from, let's say, any kind of sensor, imagery, hardware. Okay, it will be not wrong if I say any kind of hardware. If the data is coming from any kind of hardware, that you can refer as non-rectangular data. That is another point I wanted to highlight. Any kind of hardware, if the data is coming, that also you can refer as non-rectangular data. Another is data such as location data. So I'm just highlighting what are the non-rectangular data. So first point I highlighted hardware. So if any value from coming from there, any value which is location based. So let's say latitude and longitude. Okay. latitude and longitude. That value also location based, so that is non-rectangular data. What are the others? Non-rectangular examples are there. So another, if I say graph data, so for example, which is social information or physical information, those are non-rectangular data. So if I have to, let's say if I have an image, we convert that into digit, but it is also not straightforward in a table format, correct? Non-rectangular. So these are the corely couple of example which is coming as of now. I can refer at this stage. We can call this as a non-rectangular data by default. Okay. Now this has a like significant. It's not that we'll not consume this. You have to relate these pointers in little bit depth. Just observe this. So okay. So non-rectangular where the data is mostly not into this tabular format. You can refer it. Now coming back, what we do with these data? What is the objective of this data? So the core objective of this kind of data is nothing but, imagine I have in specifically in statistics, we refer to a depiction of a connection among entities. When we have a tabular value, we try to depict that with certain kind of entity or domain value, whatever, based on the data we have. But okay, let me simplify it. So whichever data we receive, that has an underlying structure. Always remember that. And we need to figure it out, the underlying structure. That is the core objective of stats, or specifically the data visualization part. In statistics graph, okay, we refer, there are multiple charts and I will say diagrams we refer. I will talk about that for visualizing the data. So data we have, it will not make sense. So imagine I have a data in Excel sheet. In Excel sheet, will it give me any input? It can't. But the moment I convert that Excel value, the moment I convert that Excel value into the moment I convert that Excel value into the tabular form, or the sorry, in visualization, automatically I'll be able to see the input and output, everything. A lot of under layers information also I'll be able to visualize with that particular reference. Isn't it powerful, guys? So that is called comes under visualization, and we do it with a variety of graphs and plots and chart. So I'll talk about that. These are all synonyms again, so don't get confused. So apart from that, if I highlight, okay, now a couple of core observations. So I'm just recapping what we observed so far. Let us summarize it, or else we'll keep on building insight and we will not able to refer it. That is not going to help us. The basic data structure in data science, I will say, we prep we process is nothing but a rectangular data which comes in a row and column records, which call, either you can call rectangular data, or you can call it a matrix, or you can call it, if I am not wrong, data table. Data frame, matrix, rectangular data, all like similar tabular data. Matrix is little bit more depth I will talk about. It's like a, it's like a cube. So within that cube, I have multiple row and column. It's a 3D view, that is called matrix, but that is also a form of tabular data. Now, of course, also we will I clarify the synonyms, which is a bit confusing. And the moment you are clear on those pointers, those synonym, it will be much more easier for you to refer further. Now, I will refer one particular or two particular link primarily, and in the description I'll add it so that you will be able to relate this later. Okay, so I will refer one link here which you guys can relate. So this link, primarily we talked about data frames. So this is the link which I am referring. I will share this also in the description, which where you will find the information of the data frames in data frames in R and data frames in Python. Even if you can Google it, you will get that answer right away, guys. So I'll share this link with you so that you will be able to relate it as well. So I'll pause it here. I hope in this we observed and we summarized also primarily what is the data frame, what are the various synonyms we have. See you in the next session, guys. Thanks.